and gentlemen. Welcome to the 7-Figure Fashion Business Podcast,
where we talk about the fashion industry and how to get your fashion business to 7 figures.
From manufacturing strategies, cut and sew designers, to fashion hot topics and the latest fashion trends, I'm your host, Monica Monique.
And I'm your host, XYZ. And let's jump into today's episode. What it is. So what's up?
Oh my gosh, that's our intro?
Got 7 figures in the cut. I like remember that?
No.
Vine.
Who?
Vine days?
No, I was never on Vine.
Oh.
Nope.
Says a lot about you.
Does it? I okay. Sure. Hey.
Anyways, you ever meet somebody with a big personality?
Yes, all the time.
I kind of wish I had a big personality. Somebody does. I think I wish I had a big personality for television.
Okay.
And I wasn't so thorough.
Thorough?
Mm-hmm. I think I act like...
Okay.
I don't know.
You think you act like what?
It's this guy in my job. He has a really big personality.
Mm-hmm.
And he does really good with his tables. Like, and it's another girl. She's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a real big personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, wow. Like, y'all brighten my days sometimes. Because of, like, you always saying something funny or, like, I don't know. The guy was telling a story and he was like, yeah, I need me a soda. Mm-mm. And we all just start cracking up because why would you say soda like that?
Right. Right.
It's more stories, but he come in, like, and he just, like, speak to everybody, hug everybody. He has a really big personality. And when he tells the story, I don't know, I'm just into the story. That would be good for the podcast. I need to be more. I feel like I have a big personality, but I don't.
Do you feel like I have a big personality?
I feel like we like the same. Your personality is definitely bigger than mine, but we kind of are the same. Like my social meter will run out so fast.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I'm the same way. It's just like I think I've adapted to my environment. Like I know how to be social when I'm social, and I know how to retreat.
Yeah. When
I retreat, but I don't retreat while I'm there. Yeah. I think you retreat while you're there. Like, you will be in the middle of the crowd and just be like, I'm done.
We was at work. At work, it was one of the owners' birthday party. Mm-hmm. So we all was together and we was in like a meeting and they was like talking to us preparing us for the shift. Mm-hmm. And everybody, we at this big table, so this person is yelling out this person yelling out this person saying this person on the phone, and I'm just in the middle like this. I'm not talking to nobody.
Right.
I'm just, okay, I'm ready to work. I'm thinking about the money, and like, I'm just like, then I noticed that I wasn't like really socializing. Right. I'm like, oh wow, like I'm really just quiet.
Right.
But you really see, like, I think people, I was studying everybody at the same time too. Like, people say exactly how they feel. So the loudest one, they're probably really going through something.
Right.
Or like the loudest one is like the weakest one, or the quiet one, they like, I don't know. I read everybody at that table.
Right. And I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I think that I think it's some use in being the quiet one though, because then you kind of see how everybody's reacting to everybody, and nobody's paying attention to you because you're the quiet one, but really like you're observant and you're just trying to like check the pace of the room, and you probably know the most about what's really going on in the room, because the loudest person is too busy being the showboat, too busy being the loud one, that they don't realize attention. Like the person in the corner is whatever.
I forget what book it was. I think it was the book I read about anxiety, and he was saying pay attention to the person that's Oh, no, it was the book about being humble. I'm reading so many books, I don't know where the information come from. Mm-hmm. But I think it was the book about being humble, and it was saying, pay attention to the loud one, the one that's seeking attention. Mm-hmm. Like, that's such a red flag. But as the day went on, like, as the night went on, and it started getting busy and crowded, like, I was the one that was prepared for, like, the big crowd.
Right.
Like, I didn't, like, fold. I didn't complain or nothing. But the loud one, he was having a bad day. He was complaining like, "Oh my God, it's not going right." He kept complaining,
Right?
And then he wound up like taking a drink and like calming down. But when you take a drink, you mess up or like
right.
So it was like me being quiet, and I just was being strategic and got through the day. I had a good day.
And
they was complaining.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, it is what it is. I think different personality types just have to adapt to how you can use that for your best interest. I think everybody has a good avenue as to how they can use their personality type to make the best out of every situation. And you just have to be aware of what your personality type is and kind of research that.
Yeah, and I did good at this job because like last jobs, previous jobs, I'm dealing with. I just know everybody's personality. I learned who to be around, who not to be around. But at the same time, I'll make sure like even when I walk in, even though like I don't want to sit around you or be around you, I make sure like I still speak because it creates like a friendly work environment still. Yeah. But me observing you, I know like I'm not gonna sit at your table. Right. Like if we in school, I'm not sitting at your lunch table.
Right.
But it's like hi, bye. Definitely like bye. Respect, but I'm learning. I'm growing up, and I can't be around. Like you can't be in my space while I'm trying to work because working is serious.
Right. Of course.
It's like we make our own money. Like we don't get a guaranteed income.
Right.
And if anybody do anything, like if you text me something in the morning like bad, or if my boyfriend pissed me off or whatever, it can ruin my tips.
Right.
So I have to just. It's a mental thing. It's like a mind thing.
And I also think, like, for example, because speaking of loud personalities, there's this girl who works at Rite Aid, the Rite Aid up the street from my store. And she's new. And I just mentally, I cannot deal with her person. I look the other way when she speaks to me because she is too bubbly. Maybe I'm rude, but she'd be like, "Hi, welcome to Rite Aid." Hey.
See, I wish I had. I think that's the personality I wish I had. But for the cameras, for
right, for
work,
this type of
for
environment,
professional,
right.
Yeah.
But then, like once you get like, so that's just when you walk in. And of course, I always say hi, no matter how annoyingly bubbly she might be. I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" But then when you get to the register, let's say I have a bottle of water, a bag of chips, and I don't know, paper. She'll be like, "Okay, so I'm going to ring you up today. All right, so we got a bottle of water here. Wow, the S.T.E.P.P.S brand. Wow, the S.T.E.P.P.S brand. That's such a good brand. Do you like that brand? I love that brand. Okay, anyway, okay, next we have
Would you hire
paper.
Somebody?
No.
In your store?
It was too much talking for me. I literally just be like, okay, let me just type in my car number so I can get out of here as fast as possible. Oh, the paper. Okay, do you want a bag? Do you need a bag? Okay, I'm going to give you a bag. Oh my God, Earn Bag's great.
Aren't bags great?
Do you want your receipt emailed or printed? Because you can get it either way. I just don't want to be here anymore. I want to leave without my stuff. I would like to leave without anything. It's too much interaction. You're too hype. You're too bubbly.
It's giving fake.
It's giving you're on something and I don't know what you're on.
It makes you not want to buy?
It makes me not want to buy. Because I don't want to interact with her. Because it's too much. It's just too much. It's just too much. I don't think I could have somebody like that working in my store either. I don't know. That personality might be good for a different type of store. I don't think it's good for Rite Aid.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, is like a convenience store where you buy like toiletries or small groceries or, medicine, whatever. It's just like a convenience store for those who don't know what Rite Aid is. But it's just the personality is too much for me. But I do think she has a great personality. I appreciate that she has this personality, but I cannot interact with it.
Yeah.
It's too much for me to work.
She probably would work out in entertainment.
She would do great in any other type of business, I think. Do you want to jump into today's episode to what we're talking about, our topic of the Dizzy?
Let's get into it.
So today we are talking about how to make your brand go viral. I think this is what everybody pretty much wants to do. everybody wants their brand to go viral at some point. They want people to share their item or whatever they're doing, their event, their whatever garment, everything. Everybody wants to go viral. And there are key things that you need in your brand, in your business, in your video, in your content in order to make it go viral. Mm-hmm. So there's this book. I believe it's called Contagious. Let me make sure this is the name of the book. I'm pretty sure the book is called Contagious. And it talks about the steps to making your brand go viral. Now, they use STEPS as an acronym. And it's S.T.E.P.P.S, P.P.S. Okay?
P.P.
Wow. The steps to make your brand go viral. So we're going to go through
couldn't resist it.
Each one of these steps and talk about what about these makes it go viral. And then we're also going to kind of talk about events or brands or items that have gone viral. And we're going to try to see if they have these things.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with S, number 1. And feel free to write these down, you guys. Or grab the book.
I'm gonna take me some notes too.
Yeah. So number 1 is social currency. So your video content. Oh, see, now the iPad went off. It irks me because, and that's why I put the flash on the iPad. Is because
so you know,
so I would know when it went off
because of storage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whatever, it's fine. Because this one is still recording.
And we got to keep it under 30 minutes.
Yeah. But we're on 14. So, cool.
Okay.
All right. So, step number 1, S, is social currency. Your video content brand, whatever you're coming out with to make it go viral, it needs social currency. So social currency pertains to the trends that are happening in the reader's environment. It's less about the trend itself, however, and more about the idea that the person's social status is dependent on the information they have. Everybody wants to be the in the know friend who always has great recommendations because of this, or the most valuable content is content which can be shared. So, for example, if we talk about social currency, if you know about who has, let's say the latest, if you're the go-to person for what's trending right now, then you're the person with social currency, because if everybody needs to know, oh, what's trending, mm-hmm. everybody's going to come to you. Mm-hmm. Or, for example, if you're the one who comes to the party with the card games, like you got the spades mm-hmm. cards, you got Jenga, you got all the games, then you're the one that holds the power to what's going to socially happen at the event. So you're the key to the social currency. So everybody looks at you as the person that's going to get the party started. Mm-hmm. It creates social currency. T is triggers. A trigger is a word, phrase, or image associated with a message. Ultimately, anything that reminds your audience of your product or your brand is a trigger. Having great, consistent branding will create positive triggers that are easy to remember for readers. This is why it's so important to choose the right partnerships when creating sponsored content, making sure the content creators you work with have positive triggers that align with your own values, that translates to more shareable, contagious content, because the readers will remember it. So let's think about what a trigger is. Like if you say like working out, or when you think about a workout brand, what's a trigger that would make you think about a workout brand?
Activewear.
Activewear, yes. But I'm thinking like even
water bottles. Wait, what are you like products?
Like a trigger. No, it says a trigger is a word, phrase, or image associated with a message. So it reminds your audience of your product brand. Anything that reminds your audience of your product is a trigger. Mm-hmm. So, all right, the way we pick up, let's say, a teacup. If the band around the teacup, that warmer, let's say a brand was known for the warmer part, like that cardboard that goes around the coffee cup. Mm-hmm. If a brand is known for making that, then maybe that would be a trigger for us to think about that brand.
Yeah. That's so true.
You know?
That is so true. That's really true.
Like, even, like, slippers. Like, when I think about slides, I think about, like, the Yeezy slides.
Yeah.
But even if I see any slides, I might still think about the Yeezy slides. So maybe slides are now a trigger. But what can you have in your business as a trigger to make customers think about your brand, even if it's not your branded thing? E. The letter E stands for emotion. The third element in Berger's formula is emotion. Not surprisingly, people share things that they care about. Emotions of awe and excitement drive people to share content, which means you should probably avoid anything that triggers sad emotions or negative emotions. Words like cost or damage tend to prompt negative emotions. Instead, use snappy trigger words like easy, new, free, and pepper your content with exclamation points. Choosing your audience and knowing them is important in your quest to go viral and to create viral content. What will excite your readers? What will trigger positive emotions? So let's think about what triggers a positive emotion? Excitement. What brand do you think about and you get happy about that brand?
Well, it's not really like a brand. But I think like IG girls that's into like self-care.
Okay.
And I go to them for the trending stuff.
Right.
To see what's in
style. So like style, dressing, makeup, hair.
Everything maintenance.
So, all right, then here's my question. Is you getting prepared to go out a trigger for you to look up their content?
Yep.
All right, there you go. Yep. So when you're about to go out on a Friday night and you're trying to think, oh, what should I wear or how should I do my makeup? It's a trigger for you to go to that girl's page.
Also, different apps too.
Okay.
I know to go to Pinterest. I know to go to TikTok.
Yeah.
I know to,
For me too. I don't go on Pinterest often, but
I'm Pinterest crazy.
If I'm trying to think of an idea for my apartment or I want to switch in my living room, the first place I go is Pinterest.
But Pinterest has everything on there.
But for me, interior design is a trigger for Pinterest for me.
Okay.
Like
everything. Every app is I go on YouTube first, then I go to Pinterest, then I go to TikTok, then I go to Instagram. It's harder to find stuff on Instagram, actually.
You think?
Yes. Because you have to actually follow to have those triggers. You have to actually follow the people, and it has to be on your timeline every single day.
Okay.
And even on the
You don't just type stuff in the search bar?
No. Okay. Even when I do that, it's still...
You can't find it?
No. I think Instagram has their search engine... When you're looking for something that isn't reliable. Okay. Like the others.
Okay, like TikTok or YouTube or Google.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For me too, like when I'm doing my natural hair, when I'm trying to think of new hairstyles or what I want to do, I go to YouTube. Yeah. And I'll YouTube like, okay, natural hairstyles so that's a trigger for me to go into YouTube. Yeah. And to look at these specific Black girl natural hair content makers. But none of those are emotion. That's more like triggers. Yeah, so when I think about emotion, now that I have a dog, it's so crazy because I'm not even like a dog person. love that dog. I'm very anti dogs, right? And now I'm falling in love with this dog, and I'm so irked because I was just like, I was like, all right, you're here. We're going to keep our distance just in case your owners come back or whatever. And now I still have the attitude of, do we like you? Okay. But now...
We got a dog around the same time.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
But you gave yours.
I had a dog for a month.
Yeah, then you was done.
I was like, whoa.
But I think it's because I have help. Like, because if I didn't have, like, the duplex with my sister and my nieces, the dog would be gone. Yeah. Because I'm going certain hours of the day, and it just would not be able to work. But because of my sister and my nieces, it's like, okay, we can share him between our separate floors. And he's always with somebody. But anyway, what I was saying, bringing up that to say was... Seeing dog content on Instagram and YouTube is now a trigger for me. It's like a happy trigger, especially if I see huskies. So if I see a husky, I'm watching it. I need to figure out my dog's breed and what he does and what they like to do and stuff and like how I'm supposed to train him. So now I'm like, it's a trigger for me is seeing a husky, and I'm like instantly like, oh, look at that husky, reminds me of my dog. So that triggers a happy emotion for me. I'm irked about it, but it does. Okay, so P. Now this is the first P because there's two. Public. Berger, which is the name of the author of the book, Berger uses the phrase built to show, built to grow to describe the public element of his 6 steps. Keep this mantra in mind when creating content. Public events and news generally fare better than promotional content, but a public element can be applied to more informational pieces too. Ask yourself, is there anything that would stop your reader from sharing this article? Sensitive topics like, let's say, politics or polarizing opinions, content, and unrelated information are things which can turn readers off from sharing it. Always create content that your audience can proudly share. So when I think about public, all right, let's get into this. When I think about public and things that go viral, that was positive, kinda, I think about the Montgomery Brawl. The Alabama Montgomery Brawl went viral. Everybody shared that video. That was on everybody's timeline. It was something that happened outside in the public. It was kind of like news. It was kind of cheerful because it was like
karma. You got what you deserve.
It was like karma. It was like, you know, the bad guys versus the good guys, and the good guys won.
Yeah.
It was social currency. So if you brought up the Montgomery Brawl in conversation, everybody in the room would be like, oh yeah, did you see this, or did you hear about that, and did you see the bro he was swimming? Like, it was social currency, as in like you were the person who had the topic of conversation that made people smile, and that carried on the conversation with a group of, let's say, strangers. It triggered emotion, right? Because whichever side you were on, most people were on the same side. But it triggered the emotion of like happiness or joy or funny. And funny is a good emotion to trigger, because I feel like that's a lot of things that go viral is because it's funny. What else did the Montgomery Brawl have? Let's see. Social currency, triggers, emotion, public. It had the first 4 in STEP so far. So when I think about public, I think about that. And then the second P is practical value. Apart from being in the know, people also want to be helpful with the information they share. Content which has practical value should be relevant and full of information. Consider your audience's interests or pain points. What questions do they have? What information might they need? For example, if you know your target audience is made up of recent graduates who are looking to buy a vehicle, offer tips on car maintenance or answer questions that have to do with a new car. So practical value. I feel like practical value is trending right now. Most of the videos you see on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, they're giving you tips on how to get your content more views, how to get more shareable, how to make people watch your video the whole way through, how to be an influencer, how to do da-da-da-da-da. But it's providing a lot of practical value. That's not going to make you go viral. It's going to get a lot of likes, and it's going to target your target audience. But to make it go viral, it needs to have S.T.E.P.P. Like, it needs to be social currency, have triggers, emotion, and be public. But practical value is a good starting point. If you start offering your audience practical value, then I think you can have the other things over time. The last one is stories. Now, this, of course, if you're anywhere on earth existing and you have social media, stories is the most important part. Everything has a story. So great storytelling is key to great content marketing. Information is absorbed best when it's incorporated into a story, because stories can actually change how we think and feel. Coming up with a great branded content story that tells a story is the best way to deliver a message, give your reader fuel for lunchroom conversation chats by the coffee machine. Ensure that your brand is integral to the story, but bring your reader or viewer into it. Make your audience the hero of the story, and they will retell the story over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So remember when you told the story about the girl who got beat up at her store for the prom dresses, like the mom came.
Yeah.
Like that was a story that went viral, got her a lot more views, got her a lot more followers, and got her customers.
Yeah.
Paying customers. It was an intriguing story. It had emotion.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted the girl to get beat up. It had social currency. If you told the story to me and it made you seem like you were in the know of what was happening in this industry. Yeah. It had triggers. It had all of the things to go viral.
Mm-hmm.
If we go into a kind of negative, positive, I don't know. But the Carly girl who saw the baby on the road, that had all of the steps too.
Who?
The girl in Alabama who said she saw the baby on the road, pulled over, and got kidnapped.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
You never heard of that girl?
No.
So there was a girl in Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I didn't pay it any mind, though, because it was kind of negative, so.
Yeah. So.
What was the story?
The story was that she was driving on the highway on her way home from picking up her mom some food, and she saw a white little boy on the highway, and she pulled over to get him, and she called 911 and said, hey, there's a baby on the highway. I'm going to pull over and check on it. And then she got kidnapped. Like she said, on the phone, dropped the phone, left her phone in her car there. And then the police and everybody was looking for her because they think that she got kidnapped. But really, a couple of days later, it came out that she faked the whole thing and went to a hotel for a couple of days. But before we knew that it was fake, everybody was looking for her. And everybody followed the story. TikTok people were saying, oh, I live here. I think that there's a person over here who is kind of suspicious, or she could probably be here, or maybe it was this gang, or maybe it was this. But everybody followed that story because it triggered emotion.
Yeah.
It was public. It was intriguing. It had all of the things that made, and it's also like social currency, because you say, like, in your mind you're thinking like, oh, well, isn't it a good thing to stop for a baby on the highway if you think it's in trouble? This could have been my child. It could have been me. It could have been you.
Yeah.
So it had all of the things to make a story go viral. Mm-hmm. Now, I want us to kind of get into brands. Fashion brands that we think like some of their items went viral.
Okay.
Let's do that. I think so. The first brand that comes to my mind, or product, is those red shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Those red shoes went viral from Misfit.
Yeah.
Because they were so odd and crazy looking and different. But it then made us look into, well, what is this brand and what else do they offer? Yeah. And, and the people who wore those shoes, we knew they were wearing the Misfit brand. And then when you looked at their other content and their other shoes, like they have some pretty cool stuff. And not everything is as weird as this, but it's interesting. It's different. I feel like it made people look at their brand more, figure out, what they have to offer, and kind of be like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of cool, or this is not cool, or whatever. But even wearing those was kind of provided you social currency. Yeah. Because then you were the person with those red boots on.
Yeah.
But that was a viral garment.
Yes.
I don't even know if there was a story behind them, or if they did interviews about those red shoes or anything.
We need them on a show.
Well, of course. But that's an item that I can think of that went viral.
That was a perfect idea.
You think?
Mm-hmm. I said it like when I first started sewing. I was like, I want to design something so crazy just so it can trend. But everybody was like, they're going to grind you up, girl.
And that's not...
But they're not going to get it. The girls who get it. The girls who don't, don't. At first, everybody was like, what is these big red boots?
Yes.
And then the more and more people started styling them, everybody would started liking them.
Yeah. And I think they were just so crazy and odd. Yeah. But they were also fun.
Yeah, they was art.
Well, anyway.
That's art.
I don't know if it was art.
Anything is art.
Yes, you say everything is art, but okay. Anyway, I think that those boots, like, if just me saying big red boots, you know exactly what boots I'm talking about. What's another product that you can think of that went viral, even like currently or in the past?
Can't think.
You can't think.
That was.
What about Mia Culpa and the hats?
Yeah, Did
they go viral?
Yeah, they went viral. It was a new font, I guess. The bubble letters. And now every style does it. Every brand does it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think the Pooh Shiesty mask went viral?
Yeah, Pooh Shiesty. It went COVID. It went viral.
The face mask.
Yeah.
Face mask. We can count that as something that went viral because as soon as COVID happened, everybody needed a face mask.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted at some point a different way to show their style with the face mask. So you were either the type of person that went with the blue. Yeah. The plain blue medical mask, you ain't had time.
Or you turned it into fashion piece.
Or you turned it into fashion pieces. So you were wearing face masks that matched your outfit or that were Gucci or Louis or that had Black Lives Matter, like had sayings on them. Some people even got face masks printed with their face on it so it could look like their face, even though it never looked like their face. But that was a product that kind of went viral because of the situation. Yeah. But
Balenciaga had a moment.
With what?
With their weird fashion shows. They had...
With their fashion shows?
Yeah. Their products in their fashion shows. The weird stuff that they was designing. Everybody was like, who will wear this? The garbage bag. True. The bag with the arm.
Yeah. That's true.
What else? They had a moment. They had a lot of weird items.
Yeah.
The Barbie... Nobody really was into Barbie fashion, but that took over TikTok, Instagram. Took over your timeline.
The Barbie, right, with the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Took over your timeline.
That's true. And that was also a moment that you could have capitalized on if you owned a boutique or whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another brand item that a particular brand came out with. I think did Laquan Smith, was he the one who came out with... Oh, no. Actually, no. Back to Balenciaga. Were they the one that came out with the boots that were pants for Kim K? You know,
Yeah, I think so.
The shoes, the heels that were whole pants.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I feel like that was a viral thing. That trickled down into Fashion Nova and all the other brands. Yeah. What was the other item? I feel like the bodysuit, that full bodysuit, I don't know which brands started doing that first.
With the skirt.
What skirt?
The Elise Laquan Smith did it.
Oh, yeah.
Who else did it?
Yeah, the bodysuit with the skirt. BBX.
And it was the girl from Philly. They got married. She's a designer. She's married to a ball player.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Forget her name.
Lion. Clothing. Yeah.
Her brand, they
always doing that. What's another item that went viral? I mean, the shark boots.
Yeah, I was about to say the shark boots went viral. Birkin bags went viral. The luxury items always go viral.
Yeah.
When they're cute and have a big name. I mean, a big price, and people want to show like, yep, I got money.
Yeah. I'm wondering, like, if I can think of... Because I feel like the Misfit Big Red Boots, I feel like they're not a luxury brand, but, like, because of that red boot item, they went viral. So I'm wondering if there was another brand that has an item that went viral. And I'm wondering if it was because of a celebrity placement or what else can make a brand go viral because of a garment.
It's all about the people you hire to wear it.
Maybe. I mean, well, okay. When you think about it in the steps, in the realm of the steps, I wonder, are there many brands that are telling stories with their customers, telling stories to their customers about their products? I feel like this is a good opportunity for brands to really do this. Like, try to get social currency, triggers, emotion, public, and practical value in stories. I think you can tell a story that has all those 5 things in there about each item in your collection, and you will be on your way to getting more customers, getting more followers, getting more of a following for your brand. If you have like a 10-piece collection item, you should be telling a story about each item.
That's good. I'll definitely take some notes, because I mean, from my observation, I know that if you let me calm down. I noticed that some videos trend when they're more like personal, informational, realistic. Like you're not faking, trying to have like this luxury life. Like you relate more to the people, and you show them like you're actually normal and you do normal stuff.
Yeah.
And people love like a story. Like I started here, I built here. Like they love like a timeline.
Yeah.
Video. What else have I noticed? Stuff that catch the eye.
Yeah.
Solid backgrounds. This stuff is all what we already know.
Yeah.
But those steps,
but not everybody knows it.
Okay. But those steps too. I'm gonna add those to my list.
I think it's really like the trick to getting people invested in your brand is to tell a story about the item. For example, I follow this one girl, and of course, this prom stuff is always going to come up because this is our world, but put this into any brand, any item. This girl literally tells a story for every prom customer she has on TikTok. And she might have like maybe over 200K followers by now.
Is it negative or is it positive?
It's positive, but she makes it seem negative at first.
Okay.
So in her stories, she's always like, oh my goodness. So I had this customer and this is what she sent me as her inspiration. And then she'll show the picture. And it's always like with these green screens. So then she'll show the picture like, so this was her inspiration, but she wanted it in blue. Okay. So then we started like this. And then this was the fabric I showed her. And in the first fitting, it looked kind of crazy. I can tell you, it did look crazy, but it turned out. Just stay long. Okay, so now here's what it looked like at her second fitting. And then she'll show a picture of what the girl second fitting or whatever. And then she's like, okay, so now we had the idea that we wanted this long and she wanted this shape. But then I decided I need to add some rhinestones because what are we going to do without bling? We need bling.
Yeah.
And then at the end,
good.
Right, she does this for every single really customer. Good. And when I tell you, people be invested in those stories or whatever. Literally, she has over hundreds comments on each video, on each story, and she gets more and more clients every
But that's TikTok
year.
That is TikTok.
But you could do this on any platform, but for sure TikTok, because that's the one that's blowing up right now.
Yeah, on my TikTok timeline, I guess because I like one person's storytime video. TikTok puts all storytime videos on my. I
think that's what TikTok is now. It's just all story times.
But I'm so invested in it, and it made me like these people more. I'm like, oh, when is she gonna post? Like, did she post today? Oh my god! And then sometimes if I'm at work and I can't really listen, like I'll make sure I save it and remind myself, like, okay, don't miss this.
Yeah. I think the trick is to tell a story, and each story that she tells has emotion. It's like, is this going to turn out like the way the girl wants it? And of course it is, because it's her brand, it's her page. She's going to make it turn out the way she wants it. But she makes it seem like drama at the beginning, and then the girl can't decide, and then by the end she's in love, and it's the best thing that ever happened, and this could be you, like so I think that you gotta be able to tell a story. I'm gonna tell a story
next time we record. I'm gonna tell a TikTok story. I'm gonna go through it on my day, instead of recording content for YouTube. Because remember, I recorded all the content for YouTube. I'm like, it's not long enough for YouTube. And I scrapped the videos. But it's long enough for TikTok.
Okay.
I'm going to do it for TikTok.
Yeah, you should.
I'm like, yep. Okay. Got to, I'm going to tell like, you getting on my nerves or something.
Right. You got to, no, it has to be positive emotion, remember? Because you want the people to come back.
At the end.
Right.
At the story. So I'm like, yep, we had a good day.
And when you think about it, let's bring it back into this. When you think about any episode of any TV show, every time they start off like, let's say Law and Order.
Yeah.
The story starts off like, oh, what is this person doing? Where is this going to end up? And then they die. And when they die, oh, how are we going to figure out who the murderer is? And they go through all these different steps. And oh no, something else happens.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they figure out it was the uncle. They did this. And then they found it. And everything's good again. And then next episode, that same storyline starts over. So I think we gotta be able to use these stories same way. Like we see demonstrations of this everywhere we look in our life, in movies and TV shows and TikToks. And what is keeping our attention, and how can we use that to keep our customers' attention? Yeah. So. Yeah. That's the lesson of the day, you guys.
Lesson of the day. Lesson of the week.
S-T-E-P-P-S.
P-P.
All right, you guys.
I couldn't resist.
I know you can't, but make sure you count your blessings
before you count your money.
Bye.
Bye, guys.